Listen to me. You weren't born average. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to stand out. You were born to let something powerful, something undeniable, something eternal speak through you. That's right. Let greatness speak through you. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to beg people to notice you. When greatness is in you, it speaks louder than your word. It speaks through your grind. It speaks through your focus. It speaks through your consistency. When you walk in the room, people feel, even say hello. But here's the problem. You're muted. Life muted you. Doubt muted you. Pain muted you. The enemy muted you with fear, with failure, with the lies that you're not good enough. I came to tell you today, take the mute off. Let greatness roar. Don't die with your potential still locked inside you. Don't let the world shape your story. You were born to write your own chapter. With pain as the ink and passion as the pen. Your life ain't supposed to be a whisper. It's supposed to echo. You were born with a voice. Not just to speak, not just to breathe, not just to exist. You were born with a voice to be heard, to shake the earth with your presence, to shift atmospheres with your energy, to bring something powerful into this world that nobody else can bring. Your voice is your identity. It's your weapon. It's your gift. And the most dangerous thing you could ever do is silence it. Because when you silence your voice, you silence your purpose. From the moment you took your first breath, you had a sound that was uniquely yours. That cry, that was a declaration to the world. I'm here. That was your soul screaming out of, but somewhere along the way, the world told you to be quiet. Somewhere along the way, they told you your opinions were too much. They said your dreams were too big. They said you didn't have the right look, the right story, the right background, and you believed it. You started shrinking. You started whispering. You started hiding your voice behind fear, behind rejection, behind rejection. Behind I came here to tell you, it's time to take your voice back. I don't care if you grew up in silence. I don't care if nobody listened to you before. I don't care if every time you tried to speak up, they told you to sit down. Your voice was never meant to fit their standard. It was never meant to be filtered, softened, or approved by the crowd. You don't need validation. You don't need applause. You need courage. Because when you realize your voice isn't just for talking, it's for transforming. Everything changes. See, your voice is more than your words. It's your presence. It's how you walk into a room. It's how you stand when life tries to bend you. It's how you carry yourself when they count you out. Your voice is your decision to show up fully and unapologetically. It's every time you choose to speak truth when lies are louder. It's every time you encourage someone else when you're hurting. It's every time you say, I'm not giving up, even when your back's against the wall. That's your voice. That's your power. You weren't created to stay silent in the face of pain. You weren't built to hide your gift behind comfort. You weren't designed to be invisible. You were born to be a light. Born to be a voice in the darkness. Born to disrupt mediocrity and call forth greatness. Your voice carries weight, not because it's perfect, but because it's yours. It's authentic. It's real. It through things. And that's what makes it valuable. And let me be clear. Letting your voice be heard doesn't always mean shouting from a stage. Sometimes it's writing your truth when nobody's reading. Sometimes it's standing up to fear when no one's watching. Sometimes it's showing love to yourself when you've been told you're not enough. Your voice is how you show the world who you are. It's how you fight for your destiny. It's how you rise. I know some of you feel like you've lost your voice. Life knocked you down. Trauma stole your confidence. Failure made you mute. But I'm telling you, it still didn't die. It's just waiting for you to remember who you are, waiting for you to stop letting the world dictate your worth, waiting for you to stop whispering and start declaring your greatness. The enemy of your voice is fear, fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of rejection. But fear is a liar. Fear wants to paralyze your purpose. It wants to keep you silent so you don't shift the atmosphere. When you speak anyway, despite the fear, that's when you unlock power. That's when doors open. That's when people listen. There's someone out there who needs your voice. Someone who's waiting for your message. Someone who's stuck in darkness, and your words are the match that lights their fire. Don't let insecurity rob them of their breakthrough. Don't let your silence deny them their healing. When you speak your truth, when you own your story, you give others permission to do the same. This world is loud with noise, but quiet with truth. It's full of people talking, but not enough people speaking with intention, with purpose, with soul. That's why your voice matters. Because your story isn't just pain, it's power. Your voice isn't just noise, it's impact. But you gotta decide that enough is enough. No more hiding, no more shrinking, no more waiting for permission. Speak like your future depends on it, because it does. You were born with a voice, not to be silent, not to be average, not to blend in, but to be heard, felt, respected, to be remembered, to rise. So open your mouth, lift your head, and let the world hear you. You have something to say, something only you can say. Let your voice ring out. Let it echo through the generations. Let greatness speak through you. Everybody out here talking, everybody out here making noise. You go on social media, everybody's claiming to be something. I'm a boss, I'm a king, I'm a queen, I'm a hustler. But let me tell you something. Talk don't move mountains. Talk don't build legacies. Talk don't get you up at 3 a.m. to grind while the world sleeps. Talk is cheap and execution is everything. You keep telling people what you're gonna do. You keep announcing your plans, making promises, setting goals, but where's the grind? Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Don't nobody care about what you're gonna do tomorrow if your effort today is weak. Don't nobody care about your intentions if your actions don't match. You think greatness is about how loud you talk. Nah, it's about how consistent you move. It's about showing up when it's cold, when it's dark, when you're tired, when nobody's watching. That's when the real work gets done. That's when greatness is built. In silence, not in speeches. You ain't gotta announce you're working. Let your work announce. When you grind and you ain't got time to talk. You too busy building. While they watching Netflix, you stacking. While they partying, you practicing. While they sleeping, you studying. When they wake up and wonder how you got there, it's simple. The grind spoke for you. See, people respect results. They don't respect empty words. You want the world to take you seriously. Then let your work speak so loud they can't ignore you. You don't need to scream that you're different. Be different. Be relentless. Be the one who gets up when others lay down. Be the one who finishes what they start. You don't owe the world explanation. You owe yourself discipline. You don't need to explain your dreams to anybody. You just need to outwork everybody. That's how you silence the doubt. That's how you prove them wrong. You grind so hard that even your enemies gotta clap. Let me tell you how I did it. I wasn't the smartest. I wasn't the most talented. But I made a decision. I said, they will never outwork me. I said, they might have more resources. They might have more connection. But they will not beat me in the gym, in the library, on the clock. I let my grind do all the talking. And now I don't have to introduce myself. My work speaks. You focused on being seen and not focused enough on being sharp. You want applause without the process. You want status without the sweat. But greatness don't come with shortcuts. It comes with sacrifice. It comes with repetition. It comes with doing the boring stuff, the painful stuff, the hard stuff, every single day. Everybody want to win, but nobody wants to grind like a winner. Everybody want to shine, but they ain't willing to walk through the darkness to earn that light. Listen to me. Yo, shine because you say you do. You shine because you suffer through the shadows and still show up hungry. You got dreams, but dreams without discipline are just illusions. Illusion. You got talent, but talent without tenacity is wasted. The grind is what bridges the gap between potential and performance, between what you say you want and what you're actually willing to do to get it. And don't think for a second the grind is glamorous. It's not pretty. It's not perfect. It's painful. It's lonely. There are no cameras, no applause, just you and the dream, you and the sweat, you and the doubt. But that's when it happens. That's when transformation starts. When everybody else quits and you keep going. That's when the grind starts speaking. That's when the world starts listening. Stop begging people to notice you. Stop begging people to believe in you. You want them to take you seriously? Then give them no choice. Let your consistency break their doubt. Let your results silence their noise. Let your success shout so loud that even your silence is deafening. Don't tell me what you're gonna do. Show me. Talk about hustle. Move like you mean it. Don't post motivation quotes. Be the motivation. You ain't gotta say a word if your work is loud enough. So I'm asking you, are you ready to grind like nobody else? so you can live like nobody else? Are you ready to outwork the talkers, outlast the quitters, and outrun the doubters? Because when it's all said and done, only one voice will matter, the voice of your grind. And if you grind loud enough, you won't have to say a word. Everybody wants the platform. Everybody wants the spotlight. Everybody wants the microphone in their hand. The world tune in, ears open. But let me tell you the truth. The real microphone is pain. You want the world to hear your voice? It ain't gonna be through comfort. It's not gonna come from the good days. Your pain is what gives your purpose a voice. See, most people run from pain. Most people try to hide it, numb it, forget it. But pain don't go away just because you ignore it. Pain is a teacher. Pain is a guide. Pain is the tool God uses to shape the calling inside of you. The louder the pain, the stronger the purpose. That hurt you feel, that's not the end. That's the beginning of something greater. You've been through some stuff and you keep asking why. You keep asking why. You keep asking why me, why this, why now. But the real question is, what for? What is this pain trying to pull out of you? What is this pain trying to build in you? What message is this pain preparing you to deliver? You want to be powerful, but you don't want to be pressed. You want to be impactful, but you don't want to go through the fire. Let me break it to you. The fire is necessary. The struggle is necessary. The heartbreak, the loss, the rejection, the tears you cried when nobody saw, it was all necessary. That pain is the microphone. That pain is what gives you a platform that can't be denied. Because when you speak from pain, you don't speak theory. You speak truth. You don't speak dreams. You speak reality. People don't connect with your perfection. They connect with your scars. People don't trust the person who's never been through anything. They trust the one who's been through hell and still got up, still showed up, still kept going. The stuff you've been through, that was the training ground. That was God's way of saying, I'm not just calling you. I'm not just calling you. I'm preparing you. You didn't get broken to stay broken. You got broken so others can see what healing looks like. You didn't lose everything to stay empty. Empty. You lost it so you could rebuild stronger, wiser, deeper. You didn't cry because you were weak. You cried because you were carrying a future that's too heavy for average people to understand. You keep asking for your voice to be heard, but your pain is already screaming. Your pain is telling the world who you are. Your pain is preaching a sermon without words. And the question is, are you gonna let it break you or build you? Are you gonna let it silence you or strengthen you? There's purpose in every tear. There's a mission in every scar. But you gotta stop hiding it. You gotta stop pretending like you've always had it all together. You didn't survive just to go back to being silent. You didn't fight through that storm just to sit in the shadows. That pain gave you authority. That pain gave you a message. Now use it. You want the world to listen? Tell them what it felt like to fail and still keep fighting. Tell them what it felt like to be abandoned, to be overlooked, to be counted out, and still rise. You don't need a degree to inspire people. You don't need a title to change lives. You just need to be real about the pain you've been through and the purpose you found on the other side of it. Don't resent your pain. Respect it. Don't waste your pain. Work through it. That pain is your power. That pain is your story. And somebody out there needs to hear it. Somebody's life depends on your willingness to stop hiding what hurt you and start sharing how it shaped you. I've been through it too. I've been homeless. I've been broken. I've been forgotten. But that pain birthed a passion in me that nothing else could. That pain gave me a reason to get up and speak with fire. That pain made me relatable. That pain gave me a testimony that can't be faked. And now every time I speak, every time I open my mouth, every time I look someone in the eyes, they don't just hear words, they hear the weight of everything I've survived. That's what makes your voice powerful. Not just the sound, but the substance. The conviction that comes from living through what others could. The strength that comes from walking through what others ran from. So I need you to stop wishing it didn't happen. I need you to stop praying it away. It happened, it hurt, but it made you. It matured you. It molded you into someone the world needs to hear. So grab the microphone, step into the purpose, and speak. Not from the mountaintop. Speak from the valley. Speak from the struggle. Speak from the truth of your journey. That's where your power is. Because when pain speaks, purpose listens. And when purpose speaks, lives change. You've been through some things. You've walked through storms other people don't even know about. You've carried pain in silence, cried behind closed doors, and battled demons no one else can see. And still, you're here, still breathing, still staying. So why are you so afraid to speak? You keep quiet because you think you don't sound strong enough. You think your voice don't carry weight. Well, let me tell you something right now. Your story is powerful. Even if your voice shakes, even if your knees are trembling, even if the words don't come out perfect, speak anyway. Because there's somebody out there right now living what you survived. There's somebody out there on the edge, thinking about giving up, thinking about quitting, thinking there's no way out. And your story is the lifeline they need. Not some polished speech, not some rehearsed talk. No, they need you, the real you, the broken you that kept moving, the afraid you that didn't quit, the doubting you that showed up anyway. You see, we've been taught to hide our hurt. We've been trained to put on masks, smile for the world, pretend everything is okay. But the truth is, people don't connect with perfect. They connect with real. Your vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a weapon. When you speak the truth of your story, you cut through all the noise. You reach hearts, not just ears. Don't you understand? Your scars tell a story of survival. Your wounds are proof that pain didn't win. Your past, no matter how messy, carries a message. And that message can't just sit inside you anymore. Somebody needs it. Somebody needs to hear that you got knocked down and got back up. Somebody needs to hear that you felt like quitting but chose to fight. Somebody needs to hear that you almost didn't make it. But you did. You don't need a stage to speak. You don't need a spotlight. You just need courage. Courage to be seen. Courage to be heard. Courage to be human. And I get it. It's scary. It's terrifying to open up. It's risky to be vulnerable. But let me ask you this. What's the cost of staying silent? How many lives could change if you just spoke up? How many people could heal if you just told the truth? How many chains could break if you stopped pretending and started revealing? This ain't about being a preacher or a motivational speaker. It's about being a survivor who refuses to let pain win. This is about refusing to let shame keep you quiet. This is about saying, I may not speak like everybody else, but my story matters. I may not be perfect, but I'm powerful because I kept going. Some of you are sitting on stories that can change the world, but fear has your mouth closed. Doubt has your voice. Doubt has your voice on mute. You keep saying, what if they judge me? What if they don't believe me? What if I mess up? But let me flip it. What if they need you? What if your voice gives someone else the strength to keep living? What if your words start a healing in someone who's been hurting for years? You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be honest. You don't have to have all the answers. Just speak your truth. You don't have to scream. Just whisper with conviction. Even if your voice shakes, even if you cry while speaking, even if your hands tremble, let your story out. Because it's not about how loud you speak. It's about how deep your words go. And don't think for 1 second that you're disqualified because of your past. Your past doesn't disqualify you. It qualifies you. It gives you authority. It gives you empathy. It gives you credibility. People trust the person who's been there. People believe the one who lived it, not just learned it. So stop holding back. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. The right moment is the one where you finally stop running from what shaped you and start using it. You survived too much to stay silent. You endured too much to act like it didn't happen. You've been through too much not to help somebody else get through it too. Your story is not just for you. It's a gift for the world. But a gift ain't a gift if it stays wrapped up. You've got to unwrap it. Unfold it, share it. Let people see the brokenness. Let them see the strength it took to rise from it. Let them feel the fight in your voice, the grit in your gut, the truth in your tear. It's okay if your voice shakes. Speak anyway. It's okay if you're nervous. Share anyway. Because when you do, something powerful happens. You stop being a victim of your past and become a vessel of hope for others. You stop hiding and start healing, not just yourself, but everyone who hears you. So speak, even if your voice shakes. Speak, even if it hurts. Speak, even if you cry. Because the world doesn't need another perfect person. It needs someone real. It needs someone brave enough to let their story speak. You don't need to copy nobody. You don't need to mimic the world because everything you need is already inside you. You've got greatness in you, not out there, not someone else's voice, not in somebody else's footsteps. It's in you. But the problem is, most of us can't hear it because we've been drowning it out with everybody else's noise. You walk around trying to be who they told you to be. You move based on their expectations, lie by their rules, follow their path. And all the while, your inner voice, that voice of greatness, is whispering, I'm still here. But you ignore it, you silence it, you doubt it. And because you're not listening, you start echoing the world instead of echoing your purpose. You weren't born to be an imitation. You weren't created to be a duplicate. You were designed to be a force, a movement, a one-on-one original. But if you keep letting the world tell you who to be, how to think, what to chase, then you'll never unlock the real power inside you. Because greatness don't follow, greatness leads. Don't follow, greatness leads. See, an echo is the result of a sound bouncing back. It keeps coming, keeps repeating, keeps ringing. That's what your actions need to be. That's what your mindset needs to be. You need to let the greatness inside of you bounce off everything you do. Let it echo in your discipline, echo in your character, echo in your hunger, your focus, your grind. You don't have to scream to be heard. Just move in purpose, and your life will echo louder than your mouth ever could. But that starts with tuning in to who you really are. Not what they labeled you, not what they called you. I'm talking about who God designed you to be. And that voice, that internal voice of greatness, it ain't gonna shout. It's gonna whisper. It's gonna show up in the quiet moments when nobody's watching, when the noise dies down, and it's just you and your soul. You've got to get still enough to hear it. You've been echoing fear long enough. You've been echoing insecurity long enough. You've been repeating the lies they told you for too long. You're not smart enough. You're not talented enough, worthy, unworthy, lies, all lies. And every time you believe those lies, you give them more power than your truth. You give them more volume than your purpose. But what if you started echoing the truth instead? What if you let your life reflect your greatness instead of your doubt? What if your actions said, I am chosen? Well, I'm built for this. I am enough. You see, when you start echoing truth, your whole energy shifts. Your grind gets stronger. Your discipline gets tighter. Your walk becomes powerful, not because you're trying to impress, but because you're walking in alignment. You weren't born to echo weakness. You were born to echo strength, echo perseverance, echo faith. Excellence, you're not supposed to fit in. You're supposed to stand out. Not by trying to be loud, but by living so bold, so honest, so locked in that your very presence speaks before you even open your mouth. When I walk into a room, I don't need to say a word. My work echoes. My journey echoes. My pain, my process, my grind, they all echo. People can feel it. People know. That's what I want for you. I want your habits to echo your hunger. I want your results to echo your resilience. I want your energy to echo your elevation. But none of that happens until you decide to stop echoing what they said and start repeating what you know is true about yourself. That means waking up with intention. That means getting in the lab every single day. That means doing the stuff nobody sees so that your life makes noise when it counts. You don't need to go viral to be valuable. You don't need millions of followers to make impact. You just need to echo consistency. Echo authenticity. Echo the greatness that was planted in you from birth. That seed is still there. It's still waiting. But the question is, what are you feeding it? Fear or faith? Or drive? If you want to be great, you can't afford to keep echoing weakness. You can't afford to keep bouncing back the same old excuses. You got to change the frequency. You got to turn up the volume on your discipline, your purpose, your vision. Because when you do, the world will start to feel you differently. They won't just see a person. They'll feel the echo of a destiny in motion. Every step you take, every decision you make, every habit you build, let it be an echo of the greatness that lives inside you. Let it bounce off your family, your community, your legacy. Let them hear it in how you show up. Let them hear it in how you fight through adversity. Let them hear it in how you carry yourself even when nobody's clapping. Your life is the microphone. Your actions are the amplifier. And your greatness, that's the echo the world is waiting for. You can talk all day long, but if your actions don't match your words, it means nothing. Anybody can get on a mic and sound deep. Anybody can drop a quote, post a picture, say something inspirational, But the difference between the ones who move people and the ones who just make noise is living it. How? Don't just say you want it. Wake up every day and prove it. Don't just talk about the grind. Live the grind. Breathe it. Sacrifice for it. Be consistent when it's not convenient, because talk is cheap. Words are easy. It's your life that makes people believe. It's how you move when no one's watching. It's how you show up when you're tired. It's what you do when it's not comfortable, not flashy, not fun. That's when character is revealed. That's when greatness is born. Everybody's trying to go viral. Everybody's trying to sound like a leader. But leadership ain't what you say. It's how you live. It's when your habits speak louder than your hashtags. It's when your walk lines up with your talk. When people see you and say, he's about it, she's real. That's what makes a difference. You keep waiting for the right moment to speak. The truth is, your life is always speaking. Every decision you make, every step you take, every way you carry yourself. That's your message. You want to inspire people? Show them what discipline looks like. Show them what faith looks like. Show them what bouncing back after failure looks like. Anybody can preach winning, but only a few lob it through losing. Only a few keep moving forward after taking hits. That's the testimony that changes lives. It's easy to be fired up in front of a crowd. It's easy to clap when everybody else is clapping. But what are you doing? The lights are off. When nobody's cheering, when it's just you and that alarm clock at 4 a.m., that's when it counts. That's when the real work begins. You want greatness? Then live like it. Don't just talk about it. Let it be evident in how you grind, how you carry yourself, how you honor your commitment even when it's hard. Stop chasing the image and start embracing the discipline. People see the success, but they don't see the sacrifice. They don't see the lonely nights, the missed parties, the doubts you had to silence. That's the real cost of greatness, not what you post, but what you endure. And if you're not willing to live it when it's uncomfortable, then you're not serious about it. You want people to respect your words? Let your life back it up. Let your energy back it up. Let your work ethic back it up. Be the type of person who doesn't have to say a word. Your actions already speak. They see the focus in your eyes. They feel the intensity in your presence. That's what makes people follow you, not noise. Consistency, because when you live it, you don't have to beg people to listen. They lean in because they see the results. They see the passion. They see the weight behind every word. You become undeniable, not because you're louder, but because you're authentic, you're real. You walk what you talk. You don't just drop quotes. You drop habits that build legacies. And don't get it twisted. Living it doesn't mean being perfect. It means being persistent. It means falling and getting back up. It means owning your mistakes, learning, growing, and still showing up. Because real recognizes real. And when people see you pushing through the struggle, they connect. They trust you because you're not faking. You're fighting. And that's powerful. So stop rehearsing a speech and start living a message. Every day is a chance to say something without saying anything at all. Let your schedule speak. Let your sacrifices speak. Let your priorities speak. Let your time, your focus, your decisions, all of it speak so loud they don't have to ask what you're about. They'll know. They'll feel it. You want to be great? Then stop talking like you're great and start living like it. Get up earlier. Stay locked in longer. Go harder when others stop. Be excellent in private, not just impressive in public. Because the world doesn't need more talkers. It needs more doers. People who live with purpose. People who live with purpose. People who act with integrity. People who show up for what they believe in every single day. Be that person. Be the one whose life reflects their fire. Be the one who doesn't have to say, I'm committed there because it's obvious. Because the fruit is there. The habits are there. The mindset is there. That's what speaks. That's what makes a legacy. Not how loud you are, but how aligned you are. Oh, when your actions match your ambition, when your life echoes your passion, when your walk matches your words, that's when you become unstoppable. Don't just open your mouth to say something. Open your mouth because something deep inside you is burning. Something so real, so heavy, so alive that it can't be contained. I'm not talking about memorized lines or quotes from a book. I'm talking about truth that's been forged in fire. A voice that's been carved out of pain, struggle, sacrifice, discipline, real life. When you speak, make sure it's from the fire you live with. There are too many people saying things they haven't lived. Too many people get by they haven't earned. You want to make impact? Then speak from experience. Speak from wounds that heal. Speak from battles you fought. And then just win, but survive. That's what gives your voice power. Not how loud you are, not how perfect you sound, but the weight of what you've been through. When I speak, I don't speak for applause. I don't speak to be liked. I speak because the fire inside me can't stay quiet. That fire comes from sleeping in abandoned buildings. That fire comes from failing, getting back up, failing again, and still pushing. That fire comes from years of being told I wouldn't make it and proving them wrong. That's why my words cut deep, because they're not just words, they're witness. Some of you, you're wondering why people don't listen when you talk, why your message doesn't move anyone. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's because your words are empty. You're speaking from theory, not from the trench. You haven't lived it yet. You haven't bled for it. You haven't sacrificed enough for people to believe you when you open your mouth. See, when you speak from fire, people don't just hear you, they feel you. You ever hear someone talk and you get chills? Not because they're using fancy words, but because something in their voice carries weight, carries soul, carries heat. That's the kind of voice that shifts atmospheres. That's the kind of voice that breaks chains. That's the kind of voice you earn through consistency, through pain, through purpose. And that fire, it ain't fake. You can't manufacture it. You can't fake passion. You can't fake grind. You either got it because you live it or you don't. You either show up when nobody's clapping, when nobody's cheering, when nobody believes, or you don't. And if you don't live it, don't expect to speak it with power. The reason your voice matters is because it's the sound of survival. It's the echo of every decision you made to keep going. It's the sound of self-discipline, of sacrifices made when no one was looking, of all the moments you wanted to quit, but did. When that's your fire, you don't even need to yell. People feel it when you whisper. People believe it when you say 2 words because your life has already done the talking. But you can't let that fire die. You gotta feed it every single day. Feed it with early mornings. Feed it with late nights. Feed it with studying when you don't feel like it. Feed it with pushing through pain, because the fire that fuels your voice comes from the furnace of your lifestyle. It's built through discipline. It's built through pain. It's built through showing up when you could have stayed in bed. And when you live with fire, you don't have to try to be powerful. You are powerful. And let me tell you something. This world is cold. This world will try to freeze your passion. It'll try to numb you, silence you, make you play small. That's why you got to stay lit. That's why you got to stay close to the flame. That fire is your egg. That fire is your fuel. It's what separates the average from the elite, the faker from the faithful, the talker from the doer. So the next time you open your mouth, ask yourself, am I speaking from convenience or from conviction? Am I repeating what I heard or am I delivering what I know? Is there weight behind my words or am I just making noise? Don't just post motivation, be motivation. Don't just speak power, live power. Don't just light a room, be the fire. Be the one they can't ignore, not because you're loud, but because everything about your life radiates truth. You walk in purpose. You grind in purpose. You grind in purpose. You speak with purpose because the fire is real. And the best part, that fire ain't just for you. When you live with fire, you light others. You give permission for others to burn brighter. You become a torch, not just a speaker. And that's when transformation happens. Not because you had the best words, but because you had the boldness to live the life behind them. So don't just say something, live something. Be so authentic, so relentless, so consistent that when you speak, people know it's not a performance, it's a testimony. Your voice is more than just the sound that comes out when you open your mouth. It's the footprint you leave behind, the energy you transfer, the story you etch into the hearts of those who hear it. Your voice is your legacy. That means every word you say, every message you share, every truth you speak carries power and carries responsibility. What you say today, how you say it, it's going to live long after you're gone. So you better make it count. So many people don't realize the impact their voice has. They think I'm just one person. Who's really listening? But listen, the greatest movement started with one voice that refused to be silent. One voice that spoke with purpose, conviction, and fire. Your voice can inspire generations. It can break chains. It can break chains. It can uplift the broken. It can build dreams. but only if you understand that it's not just about talking, it's about leaving something behind. Every conversation you have, every interaction, every time you choose to speak up or stay quiet, it's writing the story of who you are and what you stand for. Are you speaking life into people or tearing them down? Are you motivating your circle or draining their energy? Are you spreading hope or fear? Your voice is the pen that draws the map for those who come after you, whether you like it or not. Legacy doesn't happen by accident. It's created on purpose. It's built by consistently choosing to speak words that matter, words that uplift, words that challenge the status quo, words that ignite fire. It means you can't be careless with what you say. You can't be lazy with your message. You gotta be intentional. Because your voice will be remembered long after your actions are forgotten. Think about the people who changed the world. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Maya Angelou, Nelson Mandela. Their voices weren't just loud, they were filled with meaning and purpose. They spoke from their pain, their vision, their truth. That's why their legacy echoes through time. That's why when people hear their words, it sparks something inside them. And you have that same power inside you. But how do you make your voice count? You start by being authentic. Speak what you know. Speak from your heart. Don't try to be someone else. Don't recycle old ideas without owning them. Your story, your experience, your perspective, that's what makes your voice unique and valuable. When you speak your truth, people connect with you on a level words alone can't reach. You also make your voice count by backing it up with action. Words without action are just noise. You can say all the right things, but if your life doesn't line up with your message, no one will take you seriously. Your voice becomes stronger when it's rooted in the way you live. People listen when they see the passion in your eye, the discipline in your habits, the consistency in your hustle. Another way to make your voice count is by using it to serve others. Your legacy isn't just about personal success, it's about lifting others up as you climb. Speak to inspire. Speak to encourage. Speak to challenge the next generation to rise higher than you did. The impact of your voice multiplies when it's shared with purpose to help others grow, learn, and overcome. Don't be afraid to use your voice in hard conversations. Sometimes legacy means speaking up when it's uncomfortable, speaking truth to power, challenging injustice. Taking a stand, even if it costs you popularity or comfort. Real legacy makers don't stay silent for the sake of peace. They create change because their voice carries courage, and that courage leaves a mark. Remember, your voice is also a shield. It protects what matters to you, your dreams, your value, your family, your community. Speak boldly about what you believe in. Let your words defend your vision and your future. When you do, you're building a legacy that no one can take away. At the end of the day, your voice is the bridge between your life and your legacy. If you don't make it count, someone else will fill the space you left behind, and it might not be what you wanted. Don't let your silence create a void. Don't let your words be forgotten because they lack meaning or power. Make the decision today to use your voice like it's the most valuable thing you have. Key, use it to inspire greatness in yourself and others. Use it to break cycles, build bridges, and create a future worth living for. Speak so clearly, so passionately, so authentically that your legacy is guaranteed. The power is in your hands, or rather in your mouth. Your voice can either echo in the halls of history or fade into the background noise. The choice is yours. But remember this, your voice isn't just sound. It's your story, your influence, your life's work. Make sure when you speak, you're making your legacy count. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do isn't to speak louder or say more. It's to be silent. Silence ain't weakness. It's not a sign that you don't have anything to say. No, silence can be strength, a tool, a way to show the world you're not caught up in noise or distractions. But you gotta learn how to use silence wisely because silence can speak louder than words if you know how to wield it. Too many people think they gotta fill every moment with talking, with proving themselves, with making noise just to be heard. But here's the truth. When you're always shouting, always reacting, always chasing attention, you lose power. People start tuning you out. Your words lose meaning. Your presence loses impact. Silence brings weight to your voice because it builds anticipation. It builds respect. It makes people lean in and listen when you finally do speak. Silence means you're in control. You're not a pup reacting to every insult, every criticism, every challenge. You're thoughtful, you're calculated. You know when to speak and when to hold back. That's real power. Because when you let your actions do the talking, when you don't give your energy to petty arguments, when you stay calm in chaos, you show strength that words can't match. In life, silence can also be a form of respect. Sometimes you gotta shut up and listen. Listen to learn, listen to understand, listen to grow. People who never stop talking miss out on wisdom because they're too busy speaking. But those who master silence open doors for deeper connections and bigger breakthroughs. They hear what others don't. They see what others can't. And that insight makes them leaders. But silence isn't just about not talking. It's about what you don't say. It's about holding back the words that don't serve you, the negative comments, the gossip, the distractions. Sometimes the strongest move is to keep your mouth closed and your mind focused on your goals, because words once spoken can't be taken back. Silence lets you protect your energy, your peace, and your mission. There's a different kind of power when you're silent in the face of adversity. When people try to provoke you, when they doubt you, when they disrespect you, stand silent is a way of saying, your opinion doesn't define me. You don't have to argue to win. You don't have to respond to every attack. Your silence can be a shield, a statement, a calm before the storm. It shows confidence. It shows you're not rattled. It shows you're focused on something bigger. But don't confuse silence with weakness or avoidance. Silence is an active choice. It's discipline. It's strength. It means you're preparing to make your next move with purpose, not emotion. When you use silence wisely, you create space for clarity. You gain control over your narrative. You avoid unnecessary conflict. You build your power behind the scenes. In relationships, silence can speak volume. Sometimes saying nothing says more than any argument ever could. It forces reflection. It demands respect. It communicates boundaries. When you refuse to engage in negativity, when you stay calm during heated moments, you show maturity and leadership. People notice. People respect that. Your silence also influences how people hear you when you finally do speak. When you talk all the time, your message gets lost in the noise. But when you speak after a moment of silence, your words hit harder. They resonate deeper. People pay attention because they know you don't waste breath on nonsense. Your voice carries weight because it's rare and real. Mastering silence means mastering yourself. It means knowing when to hold your tongue and when to unleash your truth. It means controlling your emotions, your impulses, your reactions. It means being patient enough to wait for the right moment. And when that moment comes, your words aren't just noise. They're weapons of influence. Some of the greatest leaders in history mastered silence. They didn't rush to fill every void. They listened more than they talked. They spoke with intention. Their silence was a sign of wisdom, not ignorance. And their words, when spoken, move mountains. But silence can also be dangerous and misused. Don't let silence become complacency. Don't stay quiet when you should stand up. Don't hold back your voice because of fear or doubt. Silence is strong, but sometimes your voice needs to roar. The key is balance, knowing when to speak and when to be silent. If you use silence wisely, it will amplify your voice. It will protect your peace. It will sharpen your focus. It will build respect around you. And when you finally speak, your voice will carry the weight of purpose and power that can't be ignored. So next time you feel like you have to say something, ask yourself, is this the right moment? Is my voice stronger if I stay silent right now? Am I using silence as a weapon or a shield? Greatness doesn't just happen. It's not a gift you're born with or something that falls into your lap by chance. Greatness is a choice, a deliberate decision you make every single day. It's owning your power, your responsibility, your destiny. And it's not enough to just think about greatness or wish for it. You have to own it, speak it, and live it like your life depends on it, because it does. Every moment you wake up, you stand at a crossroads. One path leads to settling for less, to excuses, to average. The other path leads to pushing harder, grinding smarter, and reaching higher. That choice is yours, so no one else can make it for you. You can't blame your circumstances, your past, or your environment. Greatness means you take full control and say, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. I'm here to be great. Owning greatness means embracing everything it requires. It means embracing discipline when you don't feel like it. It means showing up even when the world doubts you. It means putting in work when no one's watching. It means having the courage to face your fear, your failure, your weaknesses head on and refusing to let them define you. That's the raw truth. Greatness demands your all. No shortcuts, no excuses. And speaking greatness means not being afraid to claim it out loud. Too many people hide their dreams, downplay their ambitions, or stay quiet about what they want because they fear judgment or failure. But if you don't speak your greatness, if you don't declare your goals and your vision, how will the world know what you're about? How will you remind yourself every day of the standard you're setting? Your words shape your reality. When you say, I'm going to be great, or I'm a champion, or I'm a champion, or I refuse to quit, you're programming your mind to believe it. You're sending a message to the universe that you're ready to claim your spot at the top. Speak your greatness like you already own it, and your actions will follow. That's how winners operate. They talk like they've arrived before they even get there. Greatness is also about ownership of your mistakes and your failure. No one is perfect. You will stumble, you will fall, you will face setbacks. But greatness means you don't blame others. You don't hide behind excuses. You own your mistakes, learn from them, keep moving forward. That's the mindset of a champion. That's the attitude that separates those who talk about greatness from those who actually live it. Remember, greatness is contagious. When you own it and speak it, you inspire those around you. You become a beacon of possibility for your family, your community, your circle. People watch how you carry yourself, how you handle challenges, how you push through pain. And they get motivated to raise their standards too. You're not just choosing greatness for yourself, you're lighting a path for others to follow. But owning greatness is not a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. Every morning when you wake up, you have to choose greatness again. It's not a switch you flip once and forget. It's a lifestyle you build brick by brick, moment by moment. And when doubts creep in, when fear whispers in your ear, when the world tries to convince you to settle, you push back harder. You remind yourself why you chose greatness in the first place. Sometimes owning greatness means going against the crowd. It means standing alone when everyone else is taking the easy way out. It means saying no to distractions, to negativity, to anything that doesn't align with your vision. That's not easy. That's why so few people do it. But those who do, they are the ones who rise above. They are the ones who leave a legacy. Speak your greatness not just in words, but in your energy, your confidence, your persistence. When you walk into a room, you carry that power. When you talk to yourself in the mirror, you reinforce that belief. When you make decisions, you make them with the mindset of a champion. That's how you own greatness. You live it every second. Greatness is not reserved for a select few. It's not just for the talented, the lucky, or the privileged. Greatness is for anyone who's willing to make the choice, to do the work, to refuse to give up. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. The moment you decide you're great, that moment is when you become unstoppable. So own your greatness. Speak it loud. Speak it proud. Speak it every day until it becomes who you are. Don't be shy about your dreams. Don't hide your light on a bushel. Let your voice roar with the confidence of someone who knows what they want and refuses to settle for less. Greatness isn't some distant dream. It's a choice you make right here, right now. And when you make that choice, when you live it out loud, the world won't just notice. It will respect you. Your life will transform. Your influence will grow.